In today's video, I'm going to show you how I change the sand in my 4-foot tank. At the moment, it's a white sand, but I want to change it to a slightly more yellowy sand. Now I know it doesn't look very white at the moment because it does need a clean, which I haven't done for a while, but also my bristlenose does like to have a dig. And that part of the tank is where his little cave is, underneath the wood there, which I'll show you a bit more later. But it does, when he does have a dig, it stirs up all the aqua soil that's in the tank there, and also with the flow of the tank, when he goes all around the tank, moves up all this aqua soil, and the water flow moves it into that right hand corner. So I want to try and cover a bit more sand in the back of the tank to over that aqua soil, and also puts the new sand in the front. I'm also going to be adding some anubias plants and some java fern onto the wood, going from the centre of the tank to the right. This is to break up all that pieces of wood. And also, I don't know if you can see, floating on top of the water at the moment, got some stem plants that have been uprooted by the bristlenose. They need to go back in to the tank at the back there, and hopefully it'll all start to look quite nice. So let's get started. So to start with, the first thing I done was to take some water out, and now I've got a plastic container which I'm going to scoop out some of the sand from the front of the tank, and then I'm going to move it to the back of the tank around the plants at the back. I didn't move all of the sand to the back of the tank. Some sand I'll put into a Tupperware container and put in my shed in case I need it for projects in the future. I won't show the whole video of me doing the whole width of this tank. It's obviously going to be a bit boring for you to watch all this, but just show you clips, just so you get the idea of what I have done. Okay, I'm going to point out to you now where my bristlenose lives. He's underneath the woods, under here. There's a piece of wood in front there. I'm going to move out the way. You'll be able to see the bristlenose cave more clearly. I think you can see already how badly I've let this go without cleaning. As I move around, you can see that not only is there a mixture of aqua soil in there, there's also fish waste, plant waste, all needed to be cleaned anyway, because I was waiting for the sand to be delivered, and so I was waiting for the sand before I'd done a clean. But yeah, needs a good clean. Now the bristlenose not only live in that, dug underneath that piece of wood, but that piece of wood is actually hollow, and he lives inside that piece of wood, and there's a hole at the top of that wood. I just circled there and said that is actually his top of his nose there, just sticking out there, and he's always lived in there. I'm now going to speed up the video of me clearing all the sand from the front of the tank, and I'm going to do a slope from the front up to the wood for when I put in the new sand, and also clean the glass as well. So this is the sand that I've got. It's play sand, and it's perfectly safe to use in the fish tank. I just place the sand inside a bucket. Helps stopping any spills of sand onto the floor. So here's the colour of the sand I'll be putting in. A bit comes across on film okay. Okay, I've already put some in already. I'll use I think you see that there, plastic bottle, but that would have took me forever and I ain't got the patience, to be true for you, to do that. So I've used my big plastic container again. As I put it in there, let some of the air bubbles come out, and I just slowly put in the sand at the front of the tank. Do the front first, because if you do it from the back, you will push any sand, my white sand or any aqua soil, to the front with it. When you don't want that, you want to keep it as clear as possible. And it will get dusty. The fish are perfectly fine with this. So now I'm going to speed up the process. As you can see, front of the aquarium first. I'm going to put a couple of inches of sand in the front. I wonder what my Bristlenose is thinking about this at the moment. Just thought I'd have a look at this, where the sand's obviously in the water column then settling down on the wood. It's quite a nice effect. Gives it kind of a snowy effect. I wonder if anyone's ever thought about doing an aquascape with a snow effect, looking like mountains on wood or rocks. Oh well, something to think about. So here we go. That's the sand finished with at the moment, looking like a Caribbean beach, but for how long? Until my Bristlenose has other ideas. I don't know about the Bristlenose, but my Corey doesn't look very impressed with what's going on at the moment. The water has started to clear, so I've decided to give the fish some food. They've been under obviously a little bit of stress as what's been going on, but as you can see behind the fish, we've already got some dirt from the Bristlenose already from his cave. He started to have a spring clean. So I'll show you some more footage in a moment of what the Bristlenose is up to. There's a assassin snail started to work its way towards the cave there, and he's starting to get a little bit of a sprinkling. And the Bristlenose is only doing what comes natural to him. So here's a little bit of a warning really, that if you're going to get a Bristlenose, when you first go and buy them in a shop, they're small, cute looking, really nice little fish. But be warned, this is what they grow into. So if you are going to have a sand base in your aquarium, this is what they will do. Now they are good algae eaters, there's no doubt about that, but if you want to have a clean-up crew, think more towards otosynchronous, what you see there on the front of the tank there, and some amino shrimp and some nearite snails to help keep the tank clean. I think those assassin snails are starting to get away from the area. As you see, what he seems to do is he uses his body as a measure, and as he moves around to see what sand he wants to move around. I think my bristlenose now is at its full size. I've had him a few years. So looking at the otosynchronous there, who's just got sandblasted, you can see how big they get. I will have some more footage coming up with bristlenose in the picture with some other fish, so you can see the size that they do grow to. I think you see him now using his body sideways at the side, measuring up his cave, or how much more he needs to dig out. So here we go now, here's going to be some more close-up footage of the bristlenose. For size comparison, it's a bit hard to do with the fish in front of me at the moment because these are juvenile rainbow fish. They're about 10 months old now, but the best one to do it against is probably the white tip texture that just briefly swims in front there of the bristlenose there. So to get a bit of a comparison, use the white tip tetra to do a comparison in sizes with, and not the blue rainbow fish. Here's some footage of the following day to show you what the bristlenose had done overnight. Now you will see some plants already in there. I'm going to show you how I've done that in a moment. I just wanted to show you the extent of what the bristlenose will do to your tank. And here we go, look how deep he will dig down. You might just be able to see the bottom of his fin now, at the bottom now, and it's coming out too clear. But that's how much he has dug overnight. And this is a L number fish that I've got. These are the kind of fish in the future I will get than a bristlenose, to be truthful with you. Once my bristlenose finally dies, this is the kind of fish I'll be keeping. I I do not know what L number this fish is, so if anyone does know, please let me know in the comments, because when I brought the fish I did write it down. That was a few years back, but I've lost that information. One thing, make sure when you do buy one of these fish, ask your fish keeper at the shop what size do they grow to. This fish will grow no bigger than you're seeing now. I'm going to quickly show you now how I stuck some Anubias onto the wood. Unfortunately, I got all the Anubias plants out of their pots on the tray ready to stick onto the wood, and forgot to put which Anubias was what. So all I can tell you is that I've got Anubias Nana Bonsai, Anubias Nana Mini, and Anubias Barteri Nana. Sorry I can't tell you which one is which. Something I will plan to do better in the future, so you can tell which plants I'm putting into my fish tank. But it's something as I'm learning as I go along, that I'm doing things without thinking about the videoing of the things I am doing in my fish tank. But hopefully I will get used to it the more I do these videos. I'll also be putting in some Java fern as well onto the wood. I've sped this process up because obviously you don't want to be too bored watching me individually put these plants onto the wood, and then I will show you me putting the wood into the fish tank. I am using the Superfish aquarium glue to stick the plants onto the wood. Just going to place the Anubias on the small bits of bogwood in front of the large pieces there. Just breaks up the look of the wood, doesn't make it look too plain. Nice to have some plants in between where the wood meets the other bits of wood. Try and make it look more natural. These white bits on the wood where the glue is dried will soon disappear. Once the plant starts to grow, you won't see that anymore. So now I've taken the water level well down, so I can expose the wood, and where the wood is touching other pieces of wood, I'm going to glue together these touching points to help stop the wood from moving, especially when I'm doing water changes, that I don't knock the wood over and keep it in place. So here's the finished product. I've glued the woods for where they're touching, and in some places I've stuck some Java fern. So there you can see the big piece of wood that I was sticking the Anubias to earlier in the video. And this is the tank 2 months later. You can see the plants at the back have started to grow really well. This is from where I've done some cuttings on the top of the plants as they reach the top, and just replanted into the sand. All the Anubias there at the front is breaking up all the wood at the front there, making it looking nice. And I've got some floating plants in there. And you can still see on the right hand side there, the Bristlenose is still digging away, dirtying up that side of the tank, but he is keeping it clean underneath his little cave there, and just all I have to do is just siphon that out, keep it looking good. So I've been quite pleased with how this has come out, and hopefully the plants will still continue to grow even more. Let's just have a little close up there to show you what the Bristlenose is still getting up to. There's something I can live with. There's the minor shrimp there. and the blue rainbow fish are getting more colours as they're getting bigger. Really nice looking fish. And there's my L number notes there. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.